Title: The Numbers Profit, Jim Simon's Blueprint for Success. Chapter 1: The Genius Behind the Wall Street Revolution. Jim Simons grew up in a quiet town, learning the patterns of nature even before the internet rewired the world. As a young mathematician, he turned his mind toward the chaos of probability and found peace in numbers. The story that first captured the imagination of those who would later build the hedge fund world is simple yet profound. In 1975, while working at a university, he realized that a simple algorithm could predict currency movements with uncanny accuracy. This insight, born from a love of mathematics and an unwavering curiosity, led him to form Renaissance Technologies, a firm that would redefine quantitative investing. Those early days were far from glamorous. Simons faced skepticism from investors who preferred intuition, yet he persisted, insisting that data was the new oracle. His journey illustrates a core principle that he lives by every day: let evidence guide you, not conjecture. The lesson for us today is clear: when confronted with a problem, pause and ask what the numbers say. Concrete application for listeners: start a small experiment. Log your daily habits, sleep, exercise, work hours, and track performance. After a month, analyze the data. This practice trains your mind to see patterns, turning instinct into data-driven decisions. Key takeaways: curiosity sparks discovery. Data can replace blind guesswork. Persistence can turn a stubborn idea into a world-changing reality. If you feel inspired and would love more stories about turning data into destiny, click like, share, and subscribe. Reflective question: when faced with uncertainty, how often do you rely on evidence rather than intuition? Chapter 2: The 5 Pillars of Jim Simons' Philosophy. Simons' wisdom can be distilled into 5 pillars that underpin his achievements. First, embrace statistical thinking. Treat every market move as a data point rather than a prophecy. Second, cultivate intellectual humility. Understand that even the best models can fail, and be ready to iterate. Third, foster curiosity. Let curiosity be the engine that drives every line of code and every hypothesis. Fourth, practice rigorous discipline. Build and follow strict testing protocols. Fifth, value collaboration. He believed that the smartest ideas emerge from diverse minds working together. A story illustrating curiosity is this: as a young professor, Simons was fascinated by the language of the universe. He once spent a night counting the number of hairs on a human head, not to prove a point about math, but to exercise patience and attention to detail. Though trivial, the exercise reminded him that the universe is a pattern waiting to be decoded. Simons quotes himself: "If you are willing to be wrong, you can make a lot of money." That humility is a call to embrace failure as a step toward mastery. To apply these pillars today, start a learning habit. Every week, pick a new statistical tool or programming language and apply it to a real problem. Treat mistakes as data. Log them, analyze them, and iterate. Surround yourself with people who challenge your assumptions and celebrate curiosity. Key takeaways: let data, humility, curiosity, discipline, and collaboration be the cornerstone of your personal and professional life. If this message resonated with you, hit like, share, and subscribe for more powerful insights. Reflective question: which of the 5 pillars do you find most challenging to implement, and why? Chapter 3: Turning Theory into Treasure, Jim Simons in Action. Jim Simons' career is a testament to the power of converting principles into practice. In building Renaissance Technologies, he assembled a team of mathematicians and computer scientists, breaking the traditional finance mold. His algorithmic trading system, built on thousands of statistical models, could process market data in milliseconds, identifying fleeting opportunities that human traders missed. The success story that remains unmatched. Since its inception, Renaissance's Medallion Fund has delivered an average return of 39%, outpacing the market by a staggering margin. One concrete example of Simons' approach is his insistence on peer review. Every model undergoes rigorous backtesting, and even the most senior scientists are required to reevaluate each other's work. Failure to meet the strict evidence threshold results in a model's retirement, no matter who built it. This culture of relentless scrutiny and transparent failure prevented costly errors and kept the firm ahead of the competition. Listeners can adopt this practice by creating a model audit in their own projects. Write down every hypothesis you wish to test, then design a test that can fail. If it fails, reassess. Do not let ego protect flawed assumptions. The discipline of continuous verification keeps growth alive. Key takeaways: the synthesis of smart data, disciplined testing, and fearlessness with error leads to breakthrough performance. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories of turning bold ideas into undeniable results. Reflective question: how often do you allow your own bias to influence your assessment of a project's success or failure? Chapter 4: Applying Jim Simons' Wisdom in Modern Life. In today's hyperconnected world, the same principles that made Simons a legend remain essential. For entrepreneurs building startups, the lesson is to treat every customer interaction as data. Use analytics dashboards to spot patterns before making large capital investments. For managers, apply the discipline of rigorous testing when launching new products. Run A/B tests, analyze results, iterate. Simons himself once said, "The more you learn, the less you need to guess." This resonates in learning new skills. Pick a skill that will make you marketable and build a small project that forces you to apply each concept. Then expose your work to mentors and peers for critical feedback. An additional modern application is in personal wellness. Simons used to practice mindful walking, observing the patterns of breath and movement. By paying attention to small changes, he was able to optimize his performance. Today, you can track metrics such as sleep cycles, heart rate variability, and productivity rhythms. Use these numbers to make informed lifestyle choices, turning health into a data-driven journey. Key takeaways: treat every decision as data, test extensively, learn continuously, allow systematic feedback to refine your path. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to keep your life optimized with the same rigorous precision Simons applied to markets. Reflective question: what single area of your life do you most wish you could quantify and use data to improve? Chapter 5: The Legacy of a Numbers Prophet. Take charge of your future. Jim Simons reminds us that a life governed by curiosity, data, humility, discipline, and collaboration is not only productive but profoundly transformative. He didn't create a hedge fund. He engineered a philosophy that turned math into mastery. His legacy teaches us that the pursuit of knowledge and the willingness to challenge convictions pave the path to greatness. As you leave this narrative, consider the questions posed in each chapter and let them guide you forward. Start your day by setting one data point to track, review the results at the end of the week. Seek mentors and open yourself to rigorous critique. Let failure be your teacher, never your punishment. In closing, remember that the same universe that shaped Simons' life also offers endless possibilities for those ready to listen to the numbers. If you felt the spark to apply these lessons, join us again, like, share, and subscribe to unlock more powerful stories that turn curiosity into concrete success. Reflective question: how will you begin to treat your choices today as data points in the grand experiment of your life?